Right, we're back. Going to offer this up into the head again now. The inside here, let's see if you can just see. Let's put you up a wee bit. Inside here, there's a slot that runs through this pulley, right, and there's a removable key that goes in that slot that provides drive by it interlocks with this keyway. If it falls out, it's a pain in the arse because it's got a little nipple on it, and that nipple indexes with a drilled hole inside the centre of the pulley here, and there's just no way you can get any more than one finger in there. And having had it fallen out already, it was a matter of trying to hold it in position and then push it down bit by bit with a length of welding wire until the nipple located into the hole, which I've finally done. So what I would say is that when you're aligning this, make sure you align the keyway up with the motor at the back, right, so that when you bring the head up, if you've got that keyway located centre as well, right, you've got a good chance of getting it in first go, because you don't want to knock it out. Right, let's see if we bring it out a bit. That'll do. The last time I actually used the table to raise it up and ease it in, but I found it was more trouble than it was worth it. If you just lift it by hand, it tends to go in all right, or it did do. Whether it will this time, I don't know. Two chances. Either it will or it won't. So we'll see. So I've got this keyway lined up, that keyway lined up, and the rack at the back here that's going to go into this for your up and down. Right, so the idea is to lift it until that rack actually makes contact with the cog on this, and then basically wait, because you've got to wind this bugger up so that you've got some tension on it. So let's have a go. Now it's got to be an arse, this is. Having said the table was more trouble, I'm going to bring table up. I haven't the strength I used to have to mess about like this. With my rheumatism, everything I own aches. So this is where you need to get it lined up properly now. Where's my torch gone? that's got it located. Trouble is now I don't know where the bloody spindle, the key is. We'll see, I'll have to have a look from the top. So this has got to be wound up, but you've got to get it up there first. Going in now. We'll have to just wind it up. Oh, that's not good. But have a look at the top. I think it's catching ladder. Well, it's a bugger when you're on your own. You don't need that extra pair of hands. Bang me head on anything. That looks about right. Alright, that's got it. And crash wallet. Just keep winding now until you see how that's locked now is, so that's in contact with the rack. So if we back it off a little bit and then wind it up, and I tend to wind it up all the way. I don't over tension it, but that's about it there. So now wind it up until that rack catches. Bit fiddly this. It should just be there. Take it back a little bit. is. I know what it is. She's not square on there. Because that don't bloody fit. Ooh, nothing works when you want it to work. Nothing handy. Might do the job. Right. That's it, I think. Yeah, that's him. You could probably do with a new recoil spring in, to be honest, but while it's working, it's working. So that's back in, that's on its key. That's turning nice and free. Right, let's just get the other bit. This next bit's the clamp for locking the quill. So bog simple, just 2 half cams and nothing to it. 2 the same, 1, 2. Just get my oil can. So that's the outer. It's just got a threaded hole in it. You just basically need it to, with the cam this way, so it corresponds with the spindle. And you can feel that go into position. And then this one is a through hole for the screw to go through, so a little bit of oil. Insert spindle. Offer it up. And give it a wind. Job's a good one. So that's that one done. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on here. Got a bit of a cough. And we'll get the depth collar. This is the thing I like about vintage machinery, and I mean the depth collar is a chunky bit of cast. You know, there's nothing flimsy about it. You see these Japanese machines that come in and basically you've got a bit of tin or even a bit of plastic nowadays. You know, and you can do bugger all with that, to be honest. Oh bollocks. Get me tap. This was the oil can and not the casting that dropped. These snap a treat. just tappity tap tap as Blondie access. She makes me laugh. She's a funny wench. Good at what she does though. And she enjoys herself doing it, and that's the main thing. Just had a nice new milling machine she asked for free. Pity I haven't got a set of tits and blonde hair. Perhaps I'd get a new one. Lovely. Right, time to switch it on. Let's see what happens. Now I run this. This is all 3-phase and it's got 4 motors. It's got coolant motor, feed motor, main spindle motor and the vertical head motor. And rather than change them all for single phase, which is expensive and not as sufficient in my eyes, I went for an inverter. Now these Chinese inverters, like I've got on my lathe here, like that one, right, you can only run 1 motor on them. They don't like multiple motor fixings. So I actually got one from a company in Northern Ireland that will run any number of motors up to a certain wattage, and that's this one on the wall here now. It's and that takes 240 volt in and puts out what they call a true 3-phase. So that one there will run all 4 motors on that milling machine at the same time, which is a lot better than having a VFD for every motor on the machine and all the cost. I mean, that'd be 400-500 quid for decent ones, 600 perhaps. Whereas this came in at 450, but it'll run all the machines in here, including my big drill, which I'll show you now. My Fobco, which is a wonderful drill. It's I was offered 1,000 quid for it a while back, and I was tempted, but I'm glad I didn't. It's just a terrific thing. You can actually mill with one of them. If you've got the 2-way or 3-way table to put on it, you can mill. It's that sturdy. It's lovely thing. Runs all day. Nothing phases it. A bit like me, really. So anyway, back to this. We'll turn it on and give it a try. Probably hear it running in the background, that inverter, because the way this is wired, the power is routed through the main motor to this spindle, right, and then it feeds every other motor in the circuit. So you do have to have the horizontal motor running, right. So what I've done is it runs all the time, but the belts are disconnected because I rarely use it and I don't want it spinning. That's the actual feed motor running there. Right, so we'll give this a go. Actually, that's too fast. I put it on a fast speed there. I'll just swap it round. It's a bit primitive having to change belts for speed. I mean, I know if I had a VFD on every motor, I'd have variable speed on this without changing belts, but to be honest, on a milling machine, you do get a torque issue on VFDs, you know, and if you're hacking material away, you know, really ranging at it, you can get a real drop in torque. So let's just see how that works. Nippity nippity. We'll try again. Oh, knocking you out of it. That's nice and quiet. So I'll let that run for half an hour and check its temperatures and everything, and I'll get back to you and show you when it's up and making chips. Ta-ra.